The king in the north! The king in the north!
Yo, as always, like, share, subscribe. Now let's just get into it. So I wanted to go over a few topics, and first, I know a lot of people didn't like my idea of if they move the game, moving it to the first game of the year. And I get it. People don't, oh, it's the first game. But this is my thing. And this is why I say it needs to be, if it's moved from the last game of the regular season, it needs to be the first game. One, what makes the game special? Besides it being Ohio State, Michigan, we hate each other. It's the fact that it's the final game. It means that much more because you got to go against that team. So with the regular season not meaning as much, you're gonna lose a lot of that by people wanting it the fifth game or the fourth game or halfway through the year or 75% through the year, and then you're gonna lose a lot of that pageantry of having it the last game. So why I say make it the first game, because what would we be talking about right now? Ohio State all off season talking about them. We already talk about them all the time anyway, but now the focus goes to 110, 120% because right off the bat, you better have your team ready to go. The first game means something. And let's not act like we haven't played Notre Dame a bunch of times as the first game. So we bring if the game is moved, it needs to be last or first to keep the meaning of it being something special. That's my point. If you move it to the middle of the season or anything like that, you're going to lose a lot of that. Because And I know people want to get ready for Ohio State. You know, we play them last, so, you know, everybody's clicking and all that. No, you can click in the offseason. It just becomes more important to be ready and be ready to show up and show out. So that's why I wanted to. This is all hypothetical. We don't even know if it'll ever be moved. But if it was moved, that's why I say it should be the first game, because it's going to be so important in the offseason and everybody's going to be hyped up. Just think about if our first game this year was Ohio State, how hype, how nervous, how attention to detail everybody would be right now during the offseason. Like, we can't wait for September 1st or whenever the opening weekend is. And just imagine college football in general, knowing that the first game is Ohio State versus Michigan. It's going to be awesome. Just think about it. Because I remember those years when it was Miami and Florida State and stuff. I think it was the first game sometimes, but you know, when you have those big time matchups and now you're getting a big time matchup, it's the game. And me, it's just awesome. I mean, what else can I say? But let's see. Alex Orji, the kick return. Talking about putting Alex Orji on kick return because of just because he's a freak of nature, but Harbaugh says the blocking needs to be better. You know, if you're gonna put him back there, put him back there. Yeah, that's how I feel. He's a freak of nature. Put that man on the field. I don't care how you have to do it. Put him on the field. Dude is built like a tank. Big, fast, strong. If you want to win championships, you got to put those freaks on the field. He can't help you sitting on the sideline. Alex Orji is a good enough all-around athlete and football player to help this team. That's what it's about. Putting these guys on the field that can make plays and are supreme athletes, let them do what they do. Alex Orji is a big, strong dude He's just a hell of an athlete. I know RJ Moten probably still thinking about him getting ran over in the spring game. Put that physical dude out there and let him run over people. That's what he want to do. Let him do it. Trying to think of it. It shouldn't be hard to think of a way to get this dude on the field. He want to run over people. You want to stop him, but you want to 3 yards in a cloud of dust? Put that man on the field. Kick returner, punt returner, I really don't care. Wildcat, fullback, halfback, give him the ball and move out the way. Big freight train and you act like they don't know what to do with him. Anytime we got trouble by the goal line, I'm going to look sideways like, Alex Orji is just standing over there looking like Cam Newton or something, and we're having red zone struggles. Okay. But, yeah, I mean, dudes like that, I just want to get them on the field. That's how I feel. So if you got to put him at kick returner, do what you got to do. I'm sure he can handle it. He's big, fast, strong. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I doubt if he's the backup or maybe even the third string. But get him on the field however you can. He's hungry and he's physical. That's what I like to see. Dudes that want to run over people and then they mugging them out of bounds and running over looking at them like, yeah, you want some more? That's what I like to see because that's what you need. You need those dudes. Now let's see. The second corner. The second corner is probably going to be Josh Wallace, maybe McBurrows. Wallace has got a lot of experience, so you can kind of bank on that. You know, a player with so much experience, he's going to be ready to go. Like, that's just is what it is. He's got so much experience. Like, dude like McBurrows, he don't got that much experience. He's been on the team a long time, and I know he's physical. I like physicality because we're lacking it a little bit. So I'd like to see him at that other corner unless Josh Wallace is physical. I haven't heard him being that or really seen it. I know McBurrows is physical just off the little stuff I've seen from him when he gets in blowouts and from the spring game. He coming up, he want to hit. And even the players say that. So we'll see who's the better actual cover corner. But if it's close, I'd probably pick McBurrows because we need the physicality. The defense needs that physicality. It's crucial. So that's what's going on there. Marion Walker, they're saying he's been dinged up, and I know the Marion Walker moving him to corner is probably a long play for next year. But if that's the case, I'm not sure I would have switched him all the way. And before I even say what I'm saying is depends on how good the other receivers are. Not Roman and Cornelius, or even just the receivers in general, how good they are. Because, Amari Walker's on the freak lists, where these the top dudes that are just freak athletes. This dude's 6'3", runs probably the fastest cone drill, that's quickness, ever, and he runs a 4.3. So, me just thinking like, wouldn't it be nice to have him running a drag or in the slot, going deep on a safety? With all these physical attributes, wouldn't it be nice to have that at receiver, at least for this year? Because he probably ain't gonna play corner this year. And his angles just in the spring game, when someone catches the ball and now you got to go tackle, didn't look good at all. He looked lost. And that's just angles trying to go tackle somebody. A lot of that can just be natural understanding, like, this is the angle to take to, make the tackle. It was horrible. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just keeping it real. So my thing is, wouldn't it be better to have him as a receiver this year? And that's to say, does he even want to hit with the playing defense? Because he's pretty skinny. And this isn't a knock on him. I'm just saying what I'm thinking from what I'm seeing. Wouldn't it be smarter to have him this year at receiver with all those intangibles and with that quickness, with that jumping ability, being 6'3", running a 4.3? Wouldn't it be better to use him at receiver or use him on offense and defense this year? That's just what I've been thinking. Like, to me, that would be the smart move this year. Now, if the receivers ball out, then hey, I'm just a dude at home talking stuff. You know what I'm saying? But if they don't, I'm gonna be looking sideways. Like, you probably could have used that dude on offense as another weapon. He's got the physical tools. A dude like that, you don't even have to really run that. You don't have to do much. Screen, drag route, fly route, you know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't got to do much. If he's fast and quick like that, get him the ball and move out the way, set up some blocks. But that's just me thinking like, okay, I know what y'all trying to do with him at corner, but that's the long play. And do we have what we need at receivers while you taking this freak of nature that has all the physical tools to be a great receiver or at least an explosive big play receiver? Are you sure you need to be taking this dude from offense and moving him to defense for the long play when the play this year is championship? You know what I'm saying? This year we might be a piece here, a piece there from having the championship. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just thinking like, are the pieces there? They might be there. This is just me thinking ahead and, you know, what if the receivers aren't like that? Was it smart to move him? We're going to have to find out. You know what I'm saying? Because they say he's just playing defense. You know what I'm saying? So we'll have to find out if Morris, Peyton O'Leary, Morgan, and Moore and all these younger receivers are they that? They've been getting hyped up in practice. Practice ain't the game. But that's just me thinking, something I was thinking about. Like, all right, this dude a freak. Probably could have used that on offense, honestly. But hey, we'll see. I just hope it works out. For everybody's sake. Let's see. Harbaugh's suspension. So with Harbaugh's suspension, they called it off. I guess they're setting it back to next year. I guess the NCAA committee the committee, they didn't approve the 4-game suspension and they wanted to talk it over. And, you know, this just, I don't even know what to say about this. This NCAA, they're kind of a joke, really. Let's not. I don't want to offend the NCAA. They're gonna come in. They're gonna come into my comments. Oh, well, if we're a joke, what are you? but you know what I'm saying. The NCAA, the way you don't really know what they be doing. We're gonna see. They're gonna set it back to 2024. We'll see what's gonna happen. Honestly, I don't really know. That's why I didn't really address it. But I figured I'd throw it in here. So we'll just have to wait and see what exactly they're going to do. Michigan might not get anything. It might be even less than this. You know what I'm saying? But we're just going to have to wait and see, honestly, or wait for some more news. And the last thing I wanted to talk about was Donovan Edwards. I need Donovan Edwards to calm down and be a little more humble. Donovan Edwards, he ain't lacking confidence, that's for sure. Which you have to be like that. I'm not going to front. You have to be cocky like he talks if you want to be great like that. You do have to be cocky. But to speak it so much in interviews, you playing a rough game. And you know, it's one thing to be cocky and, you know, kind of arrogant about it, but you know, you're playing a game that can be taken away from you just like that. All of a sudden you hurt. You don't know. Nobody even hit you. All of a sudden something just happens. So I just like to see him be a little more humble in some of these interviews because, one, you haven't proved anything this year yet. You know what I'm saying? Two, sometimes you get humbled and it's not by the other team. It's not anybody. It's God. God humbles you. God humbles you. Say, go sit down. You a little too cocky. You feeling yourself a little too much. Now I got to show you don't control everything. I do. You know what I'm saying? So I just hope he's not getting a little too cocky before you ain't played a snap yet, bro. For 2023, you ain't played a snap yet. Y'all still got to prove everything. You can say, oh, we got the best offensive line. They still got to go prove it. You can say, oh, me and Blake the best duo. Okay, you still got to go prove it. You know what I'm saying? You can say all this stuff, but you have to prove it this year. Last year is last year. Yeah, you know, it's the offseason you want to talk, but you haven't proved anything. Y'all ain't won no games. Y'all ain't put up no stats. Nothing. He's just so cocky, bro. You think they still in the season and like he got his 900 and Blake got his 13, 14 and they still got a few more games left in the season or something. Like you ain't got no stats this year, bro. I just hope he understands it. You have to, just in general, you need to be somewhat humble because it can be taken from you just like that. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's the other team, whether it's just fate. All of a sudden something bad happens and you on the sideline. All those aspirations and stuff, you thought you was saying you was doing a lot of talking and, you know, the man upstairs had another idea for you this year. You know what I'm saying? So we're just super cocky in these interviews. It's a little too much. And I like the cockiness, but it's a little too much for me, honestly. But I like what I'm hearing from JJ, honestly. JJ is the calming storm right now, and I'm glad that he's understanding, like, we ain't proved nothing yet. We got to take this one practice, one game, 1 week at a time. We ain't proved nothing. All this talking about you can still got to go out there and do it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that JJ is understanding the calm because other teams see all this talk, these headlines, stuff like that. You putting a target on your back, right or wrong, or whether you want it or not, it's gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta understand that, you know, being cocky, you know, it's a thin line. You know what I'm saying? Before you can get humbled in so many different ways. But that's all I got for this. I'm just glad JJ is really understanding what's the road ahead and that it's a long road and you got to stay focused on this week, this practice, this play. Because it's a long road, a long season, and a lot of things can happen. So, but that's why the quarterback is like that. You know what I'm saying? That's why the quarterback is like that. Because Donovan is this dude is super cocky. He just speaking his mind and letting it all fly. Like, bro, calm down. I'm ready for the games to start because he before they put another mic in his face because he feeling himself. He feeling himself a lot. But that's all I got for this one, y'all. These are just some thoughts that I was thinking of. I jotted them down to figure I'd come over here and, you know, spit them out. But that's all I got. Like, share, subscribe, and as always, go blue.
It's great to be a Michigan Wolverine. It's great to be a Michigan Wolverine.